Hello, everyone. We will be getting started with the live Q&A webinar shortly. We're going to wait just a minute or two to help ensure that everybody who has registered gets a chance to join, and then we will start taking questions. In the meantime, feel free to open up the chat tool on your Zoom toolbar. Let us know where you're joining it from and what kind of work you oversee. It's always nice to get to know you a bit better in these sessions. My name is Cara, and I am joined by my team members, Tiffany, Ethan. We work on the onboarding team at When I Work, and our goal is to help get new users up and running with When I Work scheduling and attendance tools. All of us have been with When I Work for quite a while now, and we have seen accounts for a wide variety of workplaces and industries from all over the world. So no matter what your workplace needs, I am sure our team has seen something similar and that we can help you and your team get set up for success. And hello to Melvina, who just chatted in. Melvina's business is located in Georgia. Hello. Juan, welcome. Yes, your colleagues can join from another computer. They can use that same link that we sent to you in your invitation. We are also streaming live on our YouTube channel today. So if you look up When I Work on YouTube, you should also be able to find it there as well. And hello, Melody from Nevada. And Juan is from Big City Volleyball. Wonderful. Great to have everybody with us today. It looks like our numbers of attendees have evened off a little. So I want to be sure that we can get started and get to all of your questions. So once again, welcome to everybody who just joined our live Q&A session. We are excited to help you get started with When I Work. For the next 30 minutes, we're going to be answering your questions about When I Work scheduling and attendance tools. We're going to show you some ways that you can save time creating the schedule, managing timesheets, and communicating with your team. We'll get to as many questions as we can during this time, but if your question does not get answered or you would like any further help, always feel free to chat with us, and we will provide more information at the end of the session on how you can get in contact with us and chat with us. So stick around for that. But let's get started with questions. So this session is centered around your questions that you ask. To ask us a question, click the Q&A button on your toolbar and type out your question. Tiffany is going to be going through and asking some of those questions out loud so we can demonstrate them in our When I Work account. Also, depending on where we are in the session, she may also rearrange or type out some answers, but we'll be sure to get to as many questions as we can during this. And with that, I am going to switch on over to my When I Work account and give a quick overview of navigating the app. So I am logged in right now as an admin. An admin is the highest level user on the account, and the user that creates the account is the admin and primary contact for the account. So the admin has access to absolutely everything that you can do within When I Work, creating schedules, managing timesheets, managing employees, all of the settings, and working with account and billing where you can choose your plan. So when you log into When I Work, you will be directed to your dashboard. This is a snapshot of what is happening in your workplace for the day. You have today's schedule at the top, broken down by hour, so you can see who is on and when they should be there. You have the snapshot section that has who is currently on break, if people are clocked in, how many scheduled hours for the day. You also can see if there's any unfilled open shifts, time off, or pending shift requests. And we have these links that you can jump right to the section where you can manage those as needed. Our next tool on the dashboard is attendance notices. So this will be the section where if an employee has missed a clock in or clock out, they are early or late to clock in and clock out, they are a no-show for a scheduled shift, all of that will appear in the attendance notices section here. From there, you can see the details, and then you can also edit the in and out time clock entry on the timesheets directly from the dashboard. Next, we have some graphs that show assigned shifts or open shifts broken down by positions. You can keep an eye on what positions are scheduled during the day. You can also toggle to have this broken down by job sites if you use job sites. Your worked labor cost, where again, you can track labor cost by position or by job sites if you are using job sites. And then this pay period forecast section, where you can see how your scheduled hours line up to the actual worked hours that employees have on their timesheets. Our next section is the scheduler. This is the main scheduling area for the account. So this is where you will create shifts and publish them out to employees so they can see those shifts on their When I Work app. Next is our attendance section. This is where everything for worked hours will be. You'll see the clock-in options that you have enabled for your account. We have this time tracker that will show scheduled shift as compared to what the employee is actually clocking in and out. So you will see a blue bar for shifts that have been completed. If a shift is still in progress, that will show up in green. And you can hover over this gray bar to compare those to what is on your schedule for the day. Also in attendance, we have this timesheet section. This is probably where you'll spend most of your time tracking those worked hours, because this is where you can add those in and out times and details for worked hours for all employees in the pay period. Our next section is work chat. This is our in-app messaging system where you can have your all workplace conversations. This is great for announcements for everybody on the account. You can also configure work chat for the needs of your workplace, whether that be allowing employees to talk one-on-one with each other or just allowing them to post in this all workplace channel. It's very customizable and helps reduce all those communications outside of the When I Work app, putting it all inside When I Work so you have that right with your scheduler and attendance information. The next menu over is time off requests, or our request menu. From here, you can add time off requests for yourself or employees. If you need a record of all the time off requests that are on your account, you can see those and process any pending requests from here. Shift requests are in reference to our shift coverage options. So the swapping and dropping options that we offer, you can process those requests right there. And then open shift requests, which is part of our shift bidding feature. Next over is the workplace menu. This is what we like to call the building blocks of the account. This is where you can enter information like your employees, the positions, which are the duties or skills that employees work during their shift, schedules and job sites to manage locations, and shift templates, task lists, documents, all the things that you need to fill out your schedule and manage your workplace. Next over is the gear menu. This is where you'll have the app's general settings, scheduling and attendance settings. We also offer payroll integrations. And if you hop in here, you can see the integrations that we offer, whether that be ADP Run, ADP Workforce Now, Gusto, Paychecks, QuickBooks. We also have Square and Zapier integrations as well. And then also the account and billing page where the admins can manage the plan and the billing for the account. Our last menu here is your personal profile menu, as I like to call it. There you can manage your profile details, see your personal schedule, enter your personal available or unavailable hours, and manage any notifications coming from the account. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into some questions.
Awesome. Our first question is from Evan, and he'd like to know if his subcontractors can clock in without a shift. So I think we could go over those awesome attendance settings and clock in options we offer.
Awesome. Wonderful question. So, When I Work is a fully integrated system for both scheduling and attendance. They work beautifully together. But if you don't create a schedule or employees can clock in and out at your workplace without a scheduled shift, we definitely support that as well. So, to configure that, you will want to hop over to your attendance settings found under this handy gear menu. And from here in the general section, you'll see the how early can employees clock in for a shift option. If this is set to any time, that means employees can clock in and out without having to have a shift on the scheduler. We also have options where you can restrict employees to clock in 0 minutes before up to 30 minutes before their shift if you would like to help make sure that employees are clocking in only when they have a scheduled shift. As for our clocking options that we offer 3 types of time clocks to help fit the needs of your workplace. The first of which is our mobile app, which is probably our most popular clocking option because it puts the employee time clock right into the employee's pocket, so they have access to it all the time. The mobile app, if this is enabled in your attendance settings, will allow employees to clock in and out from their Android or iOS When I Work app, and it puts the clock in button right on the dashboard for them. The next option is our personal computer option. This will allow employees to log into their personal profile on a computer and clock in underneath the attendance menu. So underneath the attendance menu, this clock in button is what will appear if you have those personal computer clock ins on. And the employee can click this to clock in, clock out, take their lunch, all from within their profile on a computer. This is really great option if you maybe work in an office and all of your employees have their own computer or workstation to clock in and out on. Both of these options, our mobile and personal computer options, can be restricted to the employee's scheduled location to make sure that employees are clocking in and out from the right place. You can restrict clock in, clock out, or both, and then set a radius for how close an employee must be to their scheduled location in order to have a successful clock in. Our last option is time clock terminal. This option is most like a conventional workplace time clock that you would see, where all employees are clocking in and out on a dedicated device in a central location. You can set up a time clock terminal on a computer. We also have dedicated time clock terminal apps for iOS and Android if you want to set up a phone or a tablet as a time clock terminal. If you were on a computer, you would hover over attendance and select lock as terminal. And then you would see a screen that looks like this that appears, and an employee can enter the email address in their profile or the employee ID that is set in their advanced details section of their profile to allow the employee to clock in and out. So you can use just one of these clocking options, several of these clocking options all at once. There is no limit to how many clock-in devices that you have active.
Awesome. Our next question is, how do we create a shift on the scheduler?
All right, great question. I'm sure a lot of people have this same question. So let's head over to the scheduler and walk through creating a shift. So I am going to create a shift for tomorrow for my employee, Allison, since she is not scheduled. To start creating a shift, you are going to hover over this plus icon and select it. From there, you will have the option to quickly add one of your pre-made shift templates, or you can create a shift from scratch with custom details. So I'll do one of each just so you can see how they work. Our shift templates are great because if you have shifts that have a consistent start or end time or that you schedule over and over, you can add those into the account, and then just with one click, that shift is then applied to that employee's scheduling row. I'm going to delete this so we can go through creating a custom shift, which is the same, hitting the plus icon, creating custom shift. There you can add the time, an unpaid break, what position the employee is going to be working, a job site, any tags, which is an additional layer of qualification on top of position, a task list if you have any configured, and then you can also choose to repeat the shift if this is a shift that happens weekly up to every 6 weeks. And then if this is something that you would like to save as a template, we have this handy dandy option here that will save that shift as a template for future use. And I will also go over how you can make edits or create additional shift templates if needed. To do that, you're going to hover over the workplace icon and click into shift templates. There I have a list of all of the templates that I have on the account. From here, I can add another template if I want to create one from scratch, or I can edit a current template.
Awesome. Thanks, Cara. So our next question is from Melody and Kristen. Melody would like to know about job sites, and Kristen would like to know about schedules to separate her employees by department.
Awesome. Great question. So we have 2 different features that help you manage your locations in When I Work: schedules and job sites. So let's start with schedules. Schedules are a way that you can arrange your employees into one grid on the scheduler to schedule your employees. So this means that if you have multiple schedules on the account, you can navigate to the scheduler, and all of your employees are going to appear on the schedule that they are assigned to in their profile. This is really great if you have different regions or departments or locations that you want to have all within the same account, but separate out their schedules so employees can only see the schedules that they are assigned to. Let me show you another account that I have configured with multiple schedules just to give you an insight into how that might work. So in this account, I have my coffee shop broken up into different locations. I have 3 different locations: the Northeast shop, the Southside shop, and the St. Paul shop. So if I hop into Northeast, you'll see that all of my employees are listed here for this shop that they can work at. And the great thing about multiple schedules is if you have an employee who works between locations and could work at any of these coffee shops, the shifts that they are scheduled for at other schedules will appear in the background as you are scheduling. For example, this shift takes place at Southside, and this can help prevent the double booking of employees who work at multiple locations. Gives you that insight into when employees are scheduled at different locations. So I am going to hop back into my original account here so we can go over the job sites feature. So job sites is an additional way that you can assign locations to individual shifts. Here's what I mean by that. So I just showed going into the workplace menu and hopping to the job site page. This is where you can add any of those job sites that you need. And then back on the scheduler, you can assign those job sites to individual shifts. So as you are creating a shift, you use the job site menu to select where you want the employee to report for that shift. So this is great if you want to have one schedule on the account that all of your employees are tagged to, but then you can use the job site to designate where employees should go for their shifts. Another great thing about the job sites feature is our filtering options. The filter will allow you to narrow down which job sites you are looking at in your current view of the scheduler. So for example, if I choose the Mears Park location, I'll see all of the employees who currently have a shift in my view at that location, and you can see all of the Mears Park shifts right in your view. This is a great way to make sure that you have the coverage that you need for each of your job sites and get that narrowed down view of the scheduler. So same thing for my Nicollet Mall location, and then I can reset the filter to select all to see my complete schedule again.
Awesome. Melody would like to know if you could go over the auto assign feature, and then she's got another question, but we'll save that one after we take a look at that auto assign.
Sure. All right. I am going to head to a fresh week on the scheduler so I can demonstrate our auto assign shifts tool. So auto assign is a way that you can add all of the shifts that you need filled for the week in your view to the open shifts section. And then you'll press auto assign shifts, and those shifts will then be placed out to the employees who are qualified and available to work those shifts. It's a really great way to just fill in the shifts that you need, and the scheduler takes care of the rest. So I am going to fill in some open shifts here so I can run that auto assign, show you what I mean. So these are all the shifts that I need filled by my staff for the week. And when they are unpublished, I can press the auto assign button. From there, I can configure these additional options if I don't want to go over the maximum hours set for the employee. Also, some related to availability preferences that employees have entered if you want to respect their unavailable times or schedule them for the shift times that they prefer to work. You can also have the ability to schedule out those weekend shifts first if those are a higher priority for you in your workplace, and then allow employees multiple shifts for a day. So let's say you have employees that work shifts with 2 different positions and they need to be able to have multiple shifts in a day to account for that. You can have that selected. We're just going to leave it with those configurations for now. And once you have those additional options configured, you can also see who is included in this run of the auto assign. And if you want to remove any employees from having shifts auto assigned to them because you might want to manually input their shifts instead, you can definitely do that. Once you have configured those options, you can press run auto assign, and your shifts will be divvied out to employees based on their qualifications. From there, you can save shifts if everything looks good, or you can revert to run auto assign again to get slightly different results if you want to randomize things a bit more. But this looks good to me, so I am going to save shifts. So that will save the shifts as the auto assign designated them out. And from there, if I need to make any tweaks before publishing, I can certainly do that. And then I can publish this out to my employees when I am ready.
Great. And then the next question from Melody is, can you go over shift bidding, please?
Absolutely. So shift bidding is an option within our open shifts feature. So first, I'm going to go over a little bit of what our open shifts feature is so we have some background on that. So open shifts is this row at the top of the scheduler you see in green. If you add shifts to open shifts, once they are published out, employees are able to pick up these shifts so they can self-schedule themselves for the shifts that work best for them. So in this case, when I publish this shift out, employees who are available for the 1 to 6 p.m. time slot and are also assigned team lead in their profile will be able to pick up this shift. With our shift bidding option, this gives you an additional layer of control over who picks up these open shifts. So when you are creating open shifts in the unpublished state, you can check this require pickup approval option. And once that is published out to your employees who are able to pick up that shift based on their qualifications are going to be able to bid on that shift. Once employees have bid on the shift, you will see all of those bids appear in your open shift request section. And from there, you can click in and decide exactly which employee you would like to assign that shift to out of all the bidders. So this is a great way to have, again, that extra layer of control over who gets what shifts that employees express interest in. This works great if you have maybe a seniority structure and there are certain employees that you would like to offer those open shifts out to first, but allow anybody to express interest in picking up the shift.
Awesome. And then our next question's from Juan, and he'd like to know if he has different pay scales depending on the number of hours, locations, or assignment. Is there a way to set pay scale options? So going over positions and how you can assign wages, please.
Sure thing. All right. So we do have a wage tracking feature within When I Work, and wages are tracked based on positions. So let's go into a little bit about positions before we get into that wage tracking. So positions are those different roles, duties, or skills that employees are going to be working during their shift. You can add positions by hovering over the workplace icon and hopping into positions. From there, you'll press add position, add any name or description to that you need. And then on your employees page found under the workplace menu, you'll see employees profiles, and employees can be tagged to the positions which they are able to work. So Rosario is the team lead, so she is tagged that position in the assignment section of her profile. Underneath the assignment section, we have the hourly rate section. And there you can set a base hourly rate. This is the hourly rate the employee will be paid if there is no position in the shift. But then you can also designate special rates of pay based on position. So I am going to add another position to her just to illustrate this a little better. There we go. So by position, the base rate will be taken into account, and then you can either subtract or minus from that base rate to set hourly rates by position. So for the team lead position, base rate of 20 plus 5, she makes $25 per hour as team lead. For barista, 20 plus, let's say 3, means she will make $23 per hour while she is working that position. And then if your employee works different rates of pay throughout the day, you will just need to have different shifts for each position they are working. So for Rosario, she's working as a team lead, let's say until 1 p.m. And then I need to have her work as a barista, which is a different rate of pay. So I'm going to add another shift here, let's say from 1:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. And then let's pick a color to make it look nice and add that barista position. So when I save, you will see team lead from 8 to 1, barista 1:30 to 3. And then if you are using attendance, you will just need to have your employee clock in and out for each of these shifts on their day in order to have the correct rate of pay associated with their time entries.
Awesome. And we have time for one more question. And this is going to be from Janelle, and it's a little combo here. Could you please review task lists and also talk about those color assignments?
Absolutely. So let's start with task lists. Our task list feature is honestly one of my favorite features because it was created based on customer feedback. We always love hearing what users like you could use to make When I Work even better. And this is one of the features that was based on that. So with task lists, we have 2 different types of task lists that you can set up. The first is team tasks. Team tasks is a list that you can create that any employee who is working during a day can complete. So this is my daily cleaning task list. I have all of my tasks set up in here, and then I can assign which schedule I would like to have this task list appear on. I'm going to hop over to the scheduler and show you where you can find that. So on the scheduler, you can click this clipboard icon right up by the date, and you can see that the team tasks that I have assigned to this schedule are right here, and I can pop in to see the percentage complete and who completed those tasks for the day. Our next type of list is the shift task. So this is a task list that is completed by one employee during their specific shift. These task lists are assigned to the employee's individual shift on the scheduler. So let's take this bathroom cleaning list, for example, pop over to the scheduler. And as I am creating shifts, I can use this shift task list to designate which task list I would like the employee to complete during this shift. So I will save that. Oh, I'm also going to publish this out so I can see it. And then I can click up into this clipboard icon as an administrator or manager to monitor the tasks. Click over into shift tasks to see those different shift task lists. You can see that Rosario is assigned a task list for her 1:30 to 3 shift, and you can click into that to see the percentage complete, if any shifts are, any tasks are remaining after the shift is complete. And then the second part of that question was about color assignments. So colors can be assigned to shifts, positions, or job sites within the account. You can assign colors to an individual shift on the scheduler using this paint icon right here. Or if you use those shift templates that we talked about earlier, you can also designate a color there. For positions, just like we talked about earlier, hopping into the positions area of the account, there you can choose a color to represent that specific position. And then finally, job sites. Hopping into the job site section where you can edit job sites, you can assign a job site a color with the paint icon. And all of these can help you visually organize the scheduler as you're looking at it, to change which color view you are viewing, open up the view options in the sidebar, and use the View Shift Colors By menu to switch between shift, position, or job sites. And since I don't have any job sites in my view, let's head back to this current week so I can show that. So this is the colors for all of my positions. And then these are the colors for all of the job sites that I have on the account. So the job sites one in particular is a great way to really highlight and make those shifts with job sites pop out on your scheduler so you can make sure that you have the coverage that you need for those sites.
Awesome. Thanks, Cara. Such great questions, everybody. It's all we have time for. Now we're going to get on to our plan options.
Wonderful. I'm going to head back to our presentation here so we can go over our different plan offerings. So we have 3 different plan options to choose from based on the needs and size of your workplace. The first plan that we offer is basically like our base plan. This is called the Essentials plan. So this plan is right for you if you have under 200 users and you need our core scheduling and attendance tools all integrated into one account. The Essentials plan includes all of the core scheduling tools that we talked about today, like creating shifts for your team, availability, auto scheduling, task lists, communication tools like work chat. The Essentials plan also includes our integrated attendance tools for clocking in and out, tracking employees' worked hours, any GPS location restrictions, and those integrations to payroll processors that we went over. If you have more than 200 employees, you will be on our advanced or complete plan. The advanced and complete plans are best for larger businesses because they have some extra scheduling tools that are designed for larger teams. So things like global privacy, labor sharing, single sign-on, custom reports, scheduling rules, access to the API. All of those are included in what we call advanced scheduling. The advanced plan does not include integrated attendance, but the complete plan does have those advanced scheduling and attendance tools together. So if you need any of those extra tools in the advanced scheduling of the advanced and complete plan, you can definitely choose these plans in your account upon checkout, no matter how many users you have. So if you log into your account on the web, you can mock up what pricing will look like for your plan and account size by heading to the account and billing page found underneath the gear menu on the toolbar. From there, you are going to press change plan. And on the plans page, you can select any of our essential, advanced, or complete plans. Also, if you scroll down on this plans page here, you can also see a list of the features included in each plan, so you can really make a comparison for which plans have which features and what will work best for you and your team. By default, we offer a monthly billing cycle, but on this page, you can also switch to an annual billing cycle where you pay upfront for a year of service. That annual billing cycle provides a 5% discount compared to monthly billing. So if you're looking to use When I Work long-term, this is a great way to save a little bit of money compared to the month-to-month plan. Once you have configured the number of user seats that you would like to support on your account, you can then press purchase to purchase your plan. So if you have any questions about what plan is the best fit for you and your team or any of the features that we provide, do not hesitate to reach out to us on chat. We are here to help. You can access chat from within your When I Work account by pressing this chat icon in the bottom corner. Or if you prefer, you can send us an email to gettingstarted@wheniwork.com. So Tiffany is going to send out a list of resources in the chat section that we used earlier to get to know you all a little better. Feel free to copy and paste that into a Word doc or a notes app so you can save it for later. That has some more information on getting started, plans and pricing, and some of our training resources. So I just want to wrap up by saying thank you so much for joining us today and all of your fabulous questions. Again, do not hesitate to reach out to us if you need anything at all. Our team is here for you. And I hope everybody has a wonderful Thursday.